Good evening, viewers. Good evening, the people of Zimbabwe. Good evening, the people of Africa. On behalf of Pan-African Forum, United Kingdom, UK Limited, and on behalf of myself as the founder member and the founder chairman of Pan-African Forum, UK Limited, and on behalf of Punchline Africa Limited, on behalf of the people, behalf of Pan-Africanism, today is a great day for me, and we shall be releasing a series of opinion polls voluntarily, and I repeat, voluntarily, because our teams are working. They are in and out of Zimbabwe. We shall be bringing out how steps taken towards elections in Zimbabwe. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot has been said about Zimbabwe. A lot has been discussed. A country that has been squeezed by external superpowers, namely the United States of America, that has put sanctions and continue to put sanctions on this small country in Africa with a population of about 20 million people. It is very sad, prudish, sardonic for a state as big as America to continue troubling small states around the world because of the stand they have taken to make the lives of their indigenous people better. Ladies and gentlemen, the question of Zimbabwe elections, the question of land in Zimbabwe is something you cannot reverse. It is done, dusted, finished. Most of us who are Christians, you saw when Jesus died, finally said, it is finished. He said, Father, if there was a way you could have taken away this burden, but now it is finished. Many of you might know, or might worry, or might think this is a huge country with nuclear weapons. But Zimbabwe is not a country with any nuclear weapon. It hasn't come closer to getting any nuclear weapon. The amount of African type of democracy is the same African type of democracy. In Nigeria, we saw last week elections, a sham election. People were killed, murdered. Their time were shot. No sanctions have come upon Nigeria because of elections, because of the beatings. The human rights abuses in Nigeria have left us wondering as to why this nation, Zimbabwe, should have sanctions for purely the type of democracy that runs around Africa. Therefore, I sent in my teams to go and find out facts on the ground And I want to thank my team, my members of the team who will continue to do the job incognito, because we are not biased by the government. We are not biased by the CCC, or we are all political parties. We are not party to their agenda. We simply state the truth, and they collected the truth. At least for me, that is what I've been doing since 1998 from this country, Britain, where I am today. We are seated today in Marriott Hotel in London, in South West London, near Heathrow Airport, where, ladies and gentlemen of the press from different world and those who are watching us live on Twitter Space and on television right in Nairobi. It is going through the whole world and the whole Africa that today is a great day, that this opinion poll is the first opinion poll. Sometime last year, another company right from London, where I am today, also released an opinion poll. And I have a right also, as an African who defends Africa, whose aim is to protect Africa, who is an African who is bothered if one country is molested, to also produce an opinion poll and say what is on the ground. Therefore, you will get copies of this opinion poll. It is here. Ladies and gentlemen, I've gone for the main two parties and other parties that are growing up. We did this when we had not seen another formidable force apart from the force of the two main parties, one led by His Excellency Emerson Mnangagwa, the leader of ZANU-PF, and Advocate Nelson Chamisa, CCC party. And other parties, they have about 3% of the vote. So the main parties that I want to talk about, let me begin. That was my background. The background information, methodology used. My team in Zimbabwe had face-to-face interviews with registered voters, province by province, based on the numbers of 2018 Zimbabwe Electoral Commission voters register. And this may change the opinion which will come next once all the parties, all the voters registers are updated. Once the voter registers updated, this will change. We had the face-to-face interviews. We had a total sample of 3,010 distributed proportionately to voter register. We had a margin error of 2% plus or minus 2% at 95% confidence level. And we want to be very honest here. 95% confidence level. The sample distribution, Bulawayo, Harare, Manicaland, Mash Central, Mash East, Mash West, Mashingo, Matabeleland North, Matabeleland South, Midlands. The total number of voters, therefore, registered that year came to 5.310734. They could add by the margin, or they could add by 10% or 5% next. Percentage of voters. Bulawayo, the sample we collected was 5%. The sample we collected was 16%. The sample we collected was 13%. The voters were 13%. We collected 406. 5% we collected 142 for Bulawayo. Harare we collected 16% for 497. Mash Central we collected 10% for 296. Mash East we collected 11% for 346 sample. Mash West we collected 11% for 327. Mashingo we collected 11% for 343, sorry. Matabele North we collected 6%, 187. Mat South we collected, Matabele South we collected 5%, which is 140. And the Midlands we collected 14%, which gave us 425 samples. That's the methodology we used. Respondents' demographics. The sample was distributed according to the ZEC voter register of 2018. Age. The survey sample got over age, 55 years and above, 19%, 45 to 54 years. The age, the sample was distributed according to, it got 14%. Age, gender, female were 47%, male were 53%. The number of male, women and male in both the ages 18 to 24 got 17%, which is 17.42. 25 to 34, 25%, which is 24.96 of the sample distributed according to the ZEC voter register. In all, female came up with 47% and the male came up with 53%. It therefore shows how many women in 2018 came out, registered, and how many men came out to register. 47% registered as voters and 53% registered. This year, it will alter. It could become something also different. Our survey results came to majority of 98% of registered voters were certain or somehow certain that they will vote in the next general elections. 98%, everybody. Unlike in Nigeria, where people were not even certain. Ladies and gentlemen, in this country called Zimbabwe, 98% of the people say they will come and vote. Why do they want to vote? Intention to vote in general elections. Very uncertain percentage said was 1%. Not certain, somehow certain, 22%. They said we might vote, we are not certain. But out of the 98, everybody who said he will vote, those who are certain that they will go and vote, how likely are you to vote in the upcoming general election? That's the next question I'm coming to. It now leads you very certain 78% will turn up to vote. Political parties supported by total. Ladies and gentlemen, the majority of respondents of 69% support ZANU-PF. This is randomly. And 27% randomly. We are talking of the party CCC at 27%. 4% was left for other parties like a Chapman, Zimbabwe Patriotic Party, so on and so forth. The graphs are here. 69% of the people said they are with already a chunk of people. We have not come to opinion poll itself. I will come lastly to announce which party will has more support and which one will take the day. Political party supported by gender. ZANU-PF, the total is, looking at the gender, ZANU-PF has more female supporters as compared to male. CCC has more male supporters as compared to females. That is a truth on the ground. And if you look at the numbers, CC has 27%, 30% for male, and 23% for female. If you look at the parties, ZANU-PF has got 74% for female voters, 74% female voters, percent. It has more female who support ZANU-PF than who support CCC, 74%. And 64% are male. Then you can see it comes out the product which will give you 75% for ZANU-PF, 19% for CCC, and the other parties take the rest. Others took 4% and 5% and 1%. Ladies and gentlemen, presidential candidate popularity. If you look at the presidential candidate popularity, Emerson Mnangagwa will garner 75% of the total vote. Mr. Nelson Chamisa of CCCC will get 19% of the total vote. Undecided 3%. Others 3%. We don't know them. We know others, political parties. They might pick from the undecided. The era of margin, you can bring it down, add 2, remove 2%. If you remove, depending, we are going to do an opinion poll, it could be lower. It could be lower That's okay. In the next opinion poll, it could have gone up because of the adverts, the new changes that have arrived. Popularity of the presidential candidates, popularity by total. Emerson Mnangagwa 75% ZANU PF. Nelson Chamisa CC 19%. 3% others and 3% undecided. We don't know. If this come up, add 2, all of them if they vote, add this 6 to this, add -2, add there, you will see the figure. It will come around 72, 73, 22% at the end of the exit poll. Emerson Mnangagwa has more, as I've told you. That is okay. Ladies and gentlemen, therefore, with this information that we have, which I now declare on behalf of Pan-African Forum UK Limited, on behalf of myself, I would like to announce voluntarily, I've not been deployed by the government of Zimbabwe to do this opinion poll, but I'm entitled to. My organization works across Africa. I have a right to do any business which is legit, and I've done an opinion poll. The 2023 presidential elections, if they were held today, 6th March 2023, the year of our Lord, Emerson Mnangagwa will garner 75%. Advocate Nelson Chamisa will garner 19%. Other political parties will get about 3% of the total vote or votes cast. The undecided, who might swing later, will have 3%, which is a question mark. We don't know where they want to go, how they want to vote, where they will come to vote, yes or no. Therefore, I declare this opinion poll to the journalists, all of you seated here, of Guardian, of Telegraph, of the People's Black Paper newspaper, of Capital FM worldwide, all television stations, everything that works on Twitter, on social media, let it be discussed. The methodology can be not queried because we went there physically, like the other group that also issued its statement. They are not natives of Zimbabwe. At least I'm nearer because I'm black. Also, I live in Zimbabwe and I'm African. And therefore, those who also release theirs should not complain about ours. We have released ours. You go back and release yours. That is all. But either way, mine has never been wrong. In 2018, I predicted that His Excellency Emerson Mnangagwa will win election with 69%. And it came out true. He got that figure. I rest my case. I want to say to welcome all of you here to Pan-African Forum UK Limited. We're a platform, therefore, from all over the continent. We support everybody, regardless of race, tribe, gender, or religion, to come together to make a difference for our continent. We aim to challenge African governments to strive to develop their countries while discourage corruption, nepotism, working closely with already established regional bodies like ECOWAS, SADC, East African Community, African Union, and the Southern Africa agencies eager to achieve these goals. I thank you very much that this today, the 6th of March 2023, is a significant day, a landmark for me. This result stands to be a test case. But when the new voters register is out and everything is put in a contest, we shall review again in 2 months' time. That will be in May or the end of April. We shall release after Easter, we shall release another opinion poll that could indicate which direction if the voting was conducted in April. Ladies and gentlemen, the people of Zimbabwe have suffered under the sanctions of the West. We call upon America to review its policy on some of these small states that they bring about untold suffering. The younger generation, the children in hospitals who cannot purchase the medicines because they lack foreign currency, the dollar, which is used to purchase these medicines abroad. Above all, America has put embargo on Zimbabwe not to sell its diamonds and gold anywhere. Then what on earth do you want this country to become? I thank you, all of you. I thank the British people for having given me home, shelter, food for 38 years to make me have the tools of analysis that I've had today to be able to produce a document of this nature. This is credible. I have used the tools to bring about a peaceful change in Africa through opinion polls. I studied political science in London, in the UK. I thank the government of United Kingdom that has supported me to be able to go to school and get more education and have the tools that today I'm impacting the world and imparting the knowledge to the people of the world. This, therefore, on behalf of Pan-African Forum, we shall publish and hereby publish the opinion poll. 75 for ZANU-PF, His Excellency Emerson Mnangagwa. CCC Party, 19%. Other parties, 3%. Undecided, 3%. According to, if elections were held today, using the data of 2018, so that people don't misquote me, the data of 2018, which we have used, which could change, but still, the percentage, the interest, the 95% of the interest that we need will still remain the same. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless Zimbabwe. God bless Africa. For God and my continent, Africa. Thank you.